Hi everyone, back with PTP TV, and I've got another couple of episodes that I want to run through with you. Now this one crops up a lot in a lot of conversations at meetings and after the wedding, and I just thought it'd be really helpful if I just run through the basics of image resolution, photo resolution, because I'm sure a lot of you have heard the term high resolution or low resolution or high res or low res or medium res. What does it actually, what does it mean? Because it is a very important issue and it's not often talked about. So I'm going to try and go through it whilst not sounding like a complete nerd and sounding really techie. So I'll just keep it straightforward, but at any time, if you've got a question, you know what to do. Just go to the bottom, send me a question, send me a comment, tag somebody in the box. Obviously, if you like the video, that would also be great. But feedback to me if I haven't made it clear or if you want some more explanation. Okay, so resolution really in its basic form relates to the amount of detail that there is in a certain amount of space, like a square inch, in an image. Now, resolution can differ whether that image is on a screen, which relates to the pixels per inch. So in our little area of our image, say it's a square inch, the number of actual pixels, so the number of squares, individual squares that eventually make up the image, also known as PPI, pixels per inch, or dots per inch. Now that refers to when an image is then printed and you are talking about dots of color that make up the print. Normally traditionally broken down into blue, pink, yellow and black. Now, when a photographer takes an image on the digital camera, and this is where I'm not going to get too technical, the image is then converted from what's called RAW, R-A-W, in the camera, to what we all know as JPEG. Okay, now a JPEG is something you can then print. You can't really print a raw image. It has to be converted in specialist software, Adobe software, to make it into a JPEG image. And then it's a picture and then we can all print it. Now, if the photographer gives you your images as JPEGs on a CD or a USB stick or a download link or whatever, and those images are low resolution, then you're not going to be able to print them to a particularly big size. You should be okay printing to maybe 6x4 inch, which is a small print size. Low resolution is better for when those images are seen online, on a screen, on a website, and you'll see the reference 72 PPI, 72 pixels per inch, okay, on a screen. Okay, now those images are very low in resolution, which means they're low in image size, like 50 kilobytes of size. Okay, I hope I'm not losing you here. Okay, so if they're very small in image size and low in resolution, then they'll be able to come up on your website, on the photographer's website, on your Facebook feed, on your social media feed really quickly, because it doesn't take too long to upload them. It also doesn't take too long to download them, but you can't really do much with them. They're really for viewing online if they are low resolution. Medium resolution is obviously somewhere in between, but it's neither here nor there. So therefore we end up with high resolution or high res. And I often get a lot of clients saying, yeah, but are these images high res? When actually what they mean is, I want to blow it up and make it really, really, really big and plaster it all over my wall because I love your photos so much. So I want to have something really big, like an acrylic or a piece of sheet metal, or I've done an entire bedroom door in the past. I've tiled an entire bathroom wall of one image from a wedding by a lake, and it was pretty epic. But that is when you're enlarging an image. Now, I give all my clients their images as digital images on a USB stick, something that we've covered in previous episodes, as high resolution images. I just don't do low res at all, ever, okay? They're all high resolution. Now, that is referred to as 300 PPI. 72 DPI was for the website, was for online, easy to upload, easy to download. Now we're looking at 300. Now, specifically when you're printing, as I said earlier in this episode, you're looking at dots per inch, okay? Dots of color. So online it's 72 ppi for low res. For printing it's 300 dpi. So again, a square inch of an image, 300 dots of color, say, making up within that square inch of the print. So 300 is basically seen as the accepted maximum for printing at most big sizes. So up to, say, A0, A1 size, which is really big. You can go much, much bigger. You can go to 600 ppi, 600 dpi, sorry. 600 dpi if you want to, but then the image sizes, the height and the width is going to be smaller because you're packing in more dots per inch. But anyway, leave that for a minute. 300 dpi is basically as big as we need to go when you're printing. So, to recap, if you hear someone talking about resolution and you've got to have your images as high res, what they're talking about is 300 dpi for printing, like bigger than A4. If they say, oh, these are all low res, they might have been sent to you by your photographer for ease of use and ease of viewing online, on a website, on a social media feed, and they will be 72 ppi, which you can't print. Now, I can't really test you on this because you're over there and I'm over here. But if you do have any questions about this, if you want me to go over it again, even if you watch this episode a few times, then I'm very happy to. But I hope that clears up the basic difference between low res and high res. One of them refers to online, which is PPI. One of them refers to printing, which is DPI. One is good for printing, one is better for looking at online, and I hope that clears things up. Okay, cheers.